Hello, my name is Moving Cat and welcome back to another video on the St. Patrick's Day event. And in this video, a shorter video, I will show you how to get as many of the end of stage rewards as possible. And I don't mean the number of rewards, I mean how to get the specific rewards you are after and how to get as many of those as possible. So after each town in the St. Patrick's Day event, you will get these boxes you can open. And each box will have one out of these options here. Now, many of these you probably don't care about, but there are some good ones. For example, the Sentinel Tower, the Celtic Forest set, for example, wishing wells if you have a diamond farm. So in this video, I will show you how to optimize this, how to get as many of these rewards as possible. So in this video, I will show you that, and I will do that using my spreadsheet. For the event. If you're interested in this spreadsheet, how to use it, I've made a video of it going over how to use it, so that will be linked in the description. The sheet will be linked in the description. So yeah, as I mentioned, the end of the stage rewards, they give various types of rewards. And the way it works is that each of the 6 slots, so you see here, we have 6 slots of items here. So each slot has a given type of item. So in slot 1, for example, here you can see we have various types of attack boosts, kits and so on. In slot 2, for example, here you might get the Sentinel Tower. So this is one of the one you're looking after probably. Then here we have previous event kits. So the Celtic kit, for example, Piazza kit, and so on. So in this video, I will show you how to pick up as many of these as possible. If you are not familiar with these strategies and how this event works, I will suggest that you watch my previous video first. So from here on, I assume that you are familiar with how things work. So my suggested way to get as many of the kits as possible, or as many of the rewards as possible, is to go for this strategy, strategy F. Which at first glance might seem quite counterintuitive, because for this strategy, the base strategy here assumes that you don't open any of the chests after a stage, except for the free chest or box. So it might sound counterintuitive, but if you see this strategy here, it costs, you only have to spend the 9,500 pots to buy this. To use this strategy, which means you have, if you include incidents, you probably have around 2,600 additional pots to spend outside of the basic strategy. So the idea is that with these pots you're able to open some chests after some towns, and that way you will get a lot of rewards. You might wonder why I won't suggest this, for example. So in this strategy, you open 6 chests or 6 boxes 4 times. So you might think that this is better. You open a lot of chests here. However, if we go down here, so this strategy here assumes that you open chests after 4 towns. Now, if you have 4 towns, and if you are after the Sentinel Tower, for example, you will have a 1/3 chance of getting it as an option after each town. So that means if you only do 4 towns, or it's actually 5 towns, if you only do 5 times, you will be lucky to get more than 2 chests, 2 sentinels. You will have a very high chance of getting at least 1, but to get 2 or more, you only have a 50% chance. However, if you go for my strategy F, which has 14 towns, you will get the Sentinel Tower probably around 4 to 5 times, perhaps 6 times if you are lucky. So here you see you have a very high chance of getting at least 3 or 4 Sentinel Towers as options, and then have coin flip 50-50 chance to get 5 or more of them, and still a decent chance to get 6 or even 7 Sentinel Towers, and even 8 actually. This is only 1 in 20, so not too low of a chance, but you have to be very lucky to get this many. But most likely you will get 4 to 5 Sentinel Towers, for example. And same if you're after Celtic kits, for example. Celtic Forest kits, you will have a 1 in 4 chance of getting them after a town. So that's 0.25. So if you do 14 towns, you will have a decent chance to get at least 3, and a coin flip 50% chance to get 4 or more, and some chances to get 5 or even 6 of them, but most likely around 3-4 of these kits. And of course, because these are in different slots, sometimes you might get both of these. So yeah, you will get might be able to get some bit more. But this is only one side of the coin. This only means that this is the chance of getting it as an option. You still have to spend pots in order to get it. So you also have to find out if you can afford buying the chests or the boxes to open these. Now you can, if you want, you can look at average pot costs and so on. On average, you will have to spend 320 pots or thereabouts to pick up a given, to open a given slot. So on average, you should be able to only spend 320 pots per town when the reward you want is live. However, I don't think it's very useful to think about averages. But still, let's say you get it 7 times, and this is the average. You should be able to do it, but you might be unlucky. So what I suggest you do is that when you open these chests or boxes after an event, you write down how much you spend. And again, as I mentioned, you only buy boxes when the reward you are after is one of the options. If not, you open the free chest and you move on to the next town. So let's say you get the Sentinel Tower 5 times. I'm not sure if this is, you might get it more or less, fewer times. But let's say the first time you get it, you have to open the first 3 chests, for example. So you have to spend 150. This is probably how I will write it down. I'll have some table like this probably. And here you see this is my expected amount of extra additional pots that I'm able to spend on these chests. So let's say the second time I have to open 4 chests, which is 400 pots. And then the next time, say that I'm very unlucky and I have to open 5, that will cost me 900. So here you can see that even though I had to spend a lot here, on average, I'm probably around, I don't know, 300 or so. So yeah, I'm able to spend it. And then here, let's say I just want to show, let's say you're very unlucky, and let's say you have to open the 6th chest to get a Sentinel Tower on your 4th town when the Sentinel appears. So originally, you will not have enough pots to get that. So that's why I say you probably can't look too much at the average. If for some reason you have to spend a lot on one town, and because there are so few chances, the average doesn't help too much. So it's better to keep track, and then stop if you can't buy more. But here, even though you can't do that with this strategy, you don't have to stop. And that's the beauty with these strategies here. All of these strategies here are based on the same town setups. So what you can do, if you have to buy 6 chests after a town, instead of simply giving up and only spending 900 so that you have some more to spend in a later town and not picking up the Sentinel Tower for this attempt, what you can do is that instead you buy those the 6 chests, you buy all the chests for 1900. However, instead of continuing with this strategy, you move on to this strategy. Now in this strategy, you buy 6 chests one time. So instead of saying that this is the extra additional pots you spent, you actually didn't spend any pots this town. And again here, you have to see that for this town, the base price is around 400 more. So instead of having 2.6 extra additional pots, you now only have 2.2. But again, because you didn't spend any additional on that town, you do have more to spend on the next attempt, if that comes. So that's kind of how we have to think here. And there is one downside to doing this, to move over. And that is that you can see here you do 14 towns, but for this strategy you only do 12. So that means you lose 2 towns. Now if you look at Sentinel Towers, for example, Sentinel Tower here, if you have 2 towns, you have around 50% chance of getting 1 or more Sentinel Towers. So we can look at that and say that for those extra 2 towns, you will get the chance to pick up around half an additional Sentinel Tower. So as you get it guaranteed if you move down one strategy, it is better to move down one strategy, even if you lose 2 attempts, because you do get that guaranteed Sentinel Tower that you would lose if you didn't spend those pots. So that's my suggested strategy for how to get these end of town rewards. It's worth noting that if you want to spend some diamonds, but not enough to buy one full additional Druid temple, so let's say you want to spend, I don't know, 2,000 diamonds, for example, or I believe it's 1,750 diamonds for 2,000 pots. This is one area where you can do it. So if you buy one of those, you all of a sudden here you have, if you look at the original was 2.6, so instead of that you have 4.6. So with that, here you could buy 1,900 quite easily once, and you would still have quite a lot spare. So if you wanted to spend some diamonds, this is a very nice way to do it. That means you can stay on this strategy, even if you do have to buy all the chests after one town. So yeah, I hope this made sense. This is what I will do in the event. I will go for this, and I do have some diamonds, so I probably will, if I need to, spend 1,750 diamonds for 2,000 pots. And with those 4,500 pots, I'm pretty confident that I will be able to pick up at least 4 or 5 Sentinel Towers. And I hope to pick up 3 to 4 Celtic kits. In some cases you will get, for example, the Sentinel Tower and the Celtic kit in the same town. And that's, of course, for me at least, that's kind of the holy grail, that's what you want. So that way you will be able to spend the same pots to get both of these, instead of having to spend pots on 2 unique towns. But yeah, that's my basic strategy. I hope that made sense. I hope you liked this. I'm currently working on another video where I will go over how to spend the diamonds wisely, how to get 2 or more Druid temples. So stay tuned for that. When it is out, I will link it in the description. My other guides on this event and the spreadsheet is in the description. This stuff here is not included on this on the sheet, but yeah. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the future.